guys, thank you for joining. I'll start like in a few seconds about API 1169, pipeline construction inspector, and let's go to API website. So if you type API ICP, this is what you see in the website, and we'll go and first see what are the schedules and fees. So if you come here, if you hit on schedule and fees, and then scroll down, you go to API 1169. So the next exam is between August 13 to September 3 with a deadline of June 11. So the deadline has already passed. This is a 3 hours exam. The next exam would be between December 3 to 24 with a deadline of 1st October. And it's 3 hours again. Let's see what are the fees. So if you go to fees here, you can see that it's $480 for non-members. Now, API member means your company should be an API member. API does not give any individual membership. So most of candidates end up paying $480 for initial examination. For recertification, every 3 years, once you pass, you have to pay $360 and recertify. You can apply for recertification 90 days before expiry of your certificate and 90 days after that. But if your certificate expires and you want to apply within 90 days, you have to pay a late fee of $150. If you fail the exam or you cannot attend on the slots that you have allocated to you, those slots that I've just told you, say December 3 to 24, for example, for next exam, you have to reschedule and you pay a fee of $150. Okay, let's go to actual certification. So if you click on this certification and there is a window, if you drop down and click on 1169, you see all the information on 1169. So let's see what API expects from you as a API 1169 pipeline construction inspector. He says qualified individuals should be knowledgeable about general onshore, there is no offshore question, so it's onshore pipeline construction inspection, it's new pipeline and construction, as you can see. And you should know about the inspector responsibilities, and we'll talk about this, what the inspector responsibilities is. Personal and general safety and environment and pollution control. And safety and environmental pollution control are the open book part of it. So they will give you all those 12 US safety and environmental documents. We'll talk about that. And if you click on the fact sheets, it will tell you what are the requirements for to sit for this exam. So if you have 3 years experience, for example, with no education, you can on pipeline inspection, then you can apply for this. And if you have a BS engineering degree or associate degree, it's 2 years experience. And if you have experience on general oil and gas inspection, then 1 year is added to each one of them. So it's 3 years and 4 years. And it practically covers everything. Even if you're not in oil and gas industry, you should have just more experience, as you can see at the end here. There are 2 documents that are very important when you are attending this exam. One is publication effectiveness sheet, which is a list of documents that you should study. And one is the body of knowledge that tells you what you are expected to know from this as a pipeline inspector. So As you can see here, there are two publication effectively sheet. One is from April to September. So if you're applying for December exam, then you have to look at this. And practically there is no difference at the moment. There is no revision on this because API revised the course, and every time they come, they add a new revision or a new reference documents. As you can see here, you should study this API 1169, Pipeline Construction Inspector, recommended practice, and then 1110, pressure testing, and API spec Q1. And here you only study section 3, 4, and 5. Safety in welding, Z49.1. These are very important documents. A lot of safety questions come from there. And best practices, CGA, Common Ground Alliance. So this is a book that has been edited by all the people or industry involved in pipeline construction, and they came up with a set of recommended practices or best practices. And I would strongly advise you to read that. And then there is INGA, construction safety guidelines, and then pressure testing. And then 9000 2015 ISO quality management system, the definition only. So you should read it in conjunction with API spec Q1. 1104 welding of pipelines and related facilities. So this is a prime document for all pipeline inspectors, as you can see here. And it also tells you this document you have to buy, actually, unfortunately. And it also tells you about all the welding requirement as well as NDT acceptance criteria. So this might be a question, what is acceptance criteria for NDT? That would be 1104. And here at the end, you have all this open book part, which is around 15 to 20 questions. There are 12 US references. The important ones are 192, 195, and then OSHA Occupational Safety and Health Standard 1910, 1926. So a lot of questions come from there. We have already highlighted it in our training courses, the potential questions, what you look for. So this is our open book, so you should know if a question on safety or environmental pollution comes, which book you have to refer to. This will be available to you during the exam. As you can see here, there is a Canadian counterpart. There are 9 of them. Personally, I can Canadian ones, I feel they are more, they are explained it in more detail and it's easier to read. But because I have studied the US ones for the exam, when I did it, so whenever you cannot understand something or something is not clear, you can go to the Canadian counterpart and see what it says, and normally it's more clear there. And all of these 12 are free. You can download them, and you can also download them from our website, which we have highlighted, as you can see here. And last, there are 2 standards, B31.4 and B31.8 ASME. These are for piping system and gas piping system and liquid piping system, pipelines. And they are not mandatory, as you can see here, because already this is covered in API 1169 and other reference codes. Excuse me. But we have also brought it in our training course, and you can just to see that where all this is coming from, because those are the reference standards. So we talk about qualification, recertification, and if you want to apply, so it's very easy to do that. And just let you know that API at the moment is using remote proctoring. That means because of COVID, and I hope they will continue this, you can attend this exam from the comfort of your home or your office with the same security requirements. So when you go, say in person, to attend the exam in one of the Prometric test centers, you would be asked about a few security questions: your date of birth, your email address. They'll take a picture of you. They'll ask you to sign electronically. They'll ask you to show them your pockets and lift your sleeves so that you're not hiding anything. You cannot take anything with you during the exam except a bottle of water. No mobile phones. They will check your glasses to see that it's not recording anything. So the same thing would apply here. So you should have a desktop or a laptop with a camera and audio on, and somebody will be watching you throughout the exam. You shouldn't have anything on your desk. So when you apply, so you create an account with API. You create an account with API. So there is an ICP portal. Now, because I've already, I've got an account, so you will see, you're seeing actually my account you're watching. So here you would create an account, or you want the application, and then you would upload your certifications, your academic qualification, and your work experience, and you provide 2 references. An API would contact those references within a couple of days, and all they have to do is, in like less than a minute, they have to just click all those boxes that you have claimed experience for, and that's it. And then API will send you email authorization and with a link to Prometric. Prometric is actually holding the exam on behalf of the API. So I want to show you something else. Here, the exam tutorial. So this is before the exam starts. They will give you 10 minutes to a tutorial, so you know how the buttons work. So it's 115 questions and 180 minutes you have to answer. And here you can see it's 10 minutes. So at the end of this tutorial, you can end it and start the test, or it automatically, after the 10 minutes, it will go to the test itself. And here on the top, you can see that how many questions you answered. Here are the list of questions. You can click on it, go straight to that. So I suggest that you go through this. This says how the mouse works, which is the same way that it works on your laptop. And then you can also see that which question you are actually applying. And if there is a long question, it says this page records scrolling. So unless you don't scroll, see the whole question, you cannot answer it. And then the time remaining, it always show there. Excuse me. And then this is a very important item. You can flag off the question. So if any question you cannot answer, or you're not sure of the answer, I would suggest that you put an answer, choose answer there, but flag it off, and then at the end you can come back to it. The reason is that there is no negative marking, so you increase your chance of passing by answering all the questions. And once you click on an answer that you think is correct, it will change color, so you know that, and then you can use the next and back button. And they will also put an icon of a calculator for you, and it's a simple calculator. I don't think you need a calculator, but in case any question that you feel that you need to do some addition, subtraction, you can use this. And you can click and drag, so if you want to zoom in and on a question and see what it's about. And you can also right click on a question, and then it will strike it out, so you can zoom in and concentrate on the possible correct answers. And then you can also filter at the end the unattempted question, attempted or flagged off question. So you answer all the flagged off questions that you are not 100% sure, answer them but flag them off, and then at the end you can allow 15 to 20 minutes to go through them. You can give feedback for each question, but remember this is coming off your allocated times of 3 hours. So if during the exam you go to toilet, or you want to drink water, or you want to leave a comment, the clock start ticking, and once that your time is up, the exam automatically finishes. So this is 3 hours long, 115 questions, and only 100 are scored. The rest are pre-test questions. They are not scored. The reason is that API, one subject matter expert designed the question, the 3 other subject matter experts to check the question for 2 reasons. Wants to see that whether this is a question that the API construction inspector should know. The second thing is the question clear enough? So once that passes, it goes into experimental data bank or pre-test questions. So these questions are not scored. They want to make sure that the question are not challenged significantly by, or if there is any comment, they will address that comment by the candidates who made the comments. Once it passes that experimental stage as a pre-test, they will go into permanent data bank. Okay, I think we have done here. So there is a frequently asked question here that is very useful. There is also a frequently asked question in Prometric portal, so it asks some questions. If still you can't find this, you can write to us. Go to our website. We have a WhatsApp version here, and you can see that. In our training course, I'm quickly going through this. We are having, it's 100% guarantee. So if you fail, you have 2 options. You can ask us to give you another 4 months, 24/7 course access, or get your money in refund fully. This is a 5 hours video, 7 sets of flashcards, 20 sets of 3 lessons, and 300 sets of questions. And as you can see, we have explained which module. Say one is about the basic fact that I discussed right now, the body of knowledge, scoring area, reference codes, and module 4 through 14 is all the publication effectivity sheet, 7 sets of flashcards. Module 16 is 12 sets of and 4 practical guides that they have been we have highlighted them for you, and then we have 3 sets of mock exam question. And if you come here to our course content, you can read our basic facts, study it, and or watch our video for free, and the benchmark quiz. And then the video for body of knowledge also is free for everybody. And then you can see we have explained all this. So let's go to say, and all our quizzes are same way. It's been designed as API spirit of examination, and the same way. So you can flag it off, and you can see the answer. Obviously in API you won't see the answer. Then you can go to next page, and then click, and then go to next, and then see your results. We also have our website. We are APIU approved on 4 courses, and we are also CPD accredited. So if you are attending, going for a incorporated engineer, chartered engineer, professional engineer, you should have some CPD accreditation, and we also give you a certificate of completion, worth 40 CPD credit hours. So if you follow us on our LinkedIn, you will know about our future events like this one. We also have a YouTube channel. There's a lot of our webinars are recorded. A lot of sample questions, say on API practice questions, we have put it on YouTube. A lot of videos are there. So I would expect, if you have 3 dots here, and there is a chat line, I guess. Let me see, where is the chat line? If you have any question, here there is a chat line. So if you have any question, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to answer. And at the end, if you still want to ask us some questions, you can always use our WhatsApp line, and we'll be more than happy to answer, and we can have a free one-to-one session, not only on API 1169, but in other API individual certification courses that you are interested. Okay. So that is pretty much really what is this API about. I'll just want to go again quickly through the publication effectivity sheet and the body of knowledge. As you can see here, one is from April 2020 to December 2021, and the next one from December 20. So there is no changes here, as I told you. I'll go and pick up some of the body of knowledge. So practically, body of knowledge is same as publication effectivity sheet, but without revision number. But it will sort of here explain, say 1169, you should study the entire document, 1110, Q1, and etc. So it will tell you which section you have to study from each course here, right? So I would suggest that you go through these reference documents for open book. There are around 15-20 questions will be coming from there. And so you at least know if you're looking for a particular question, which document you should go into and look at it. So the word search is actually deactivated during the exam, so you cannot type in the word. Some people, they ask me that, do we have to write? No, you don't have to write to API. You don't have to write to API. You just fill in the application, and the API will contact your references. But obviously, you have to pay the fees before your application being processed. So that is obviously a requirement, and you can see your account at what stage is your application. Is it being processed? Is it being under review? And once they your references have verify your experience, you would get an email authorization from API with a link. And I suggest that as soon as you get the link, you select your, you go to Prometric, select the test center closest to you, and book a slot, because Prometric works on a first come first serve basis. So if you wait till the last minute and you want to book, you can't find a test center. For example, one of our candidates did API, I think it was 570, although he did he registered 7 months before the exam, but he tried to book it like a couple of months, and there was no center in his city, so he had to fly actually to another country to do the test, because failure to find a slot is not reason for them to give you a free reschedule. It is as good as failing the exam. So as soon as you get your email authorization, book your slot, and you can change the slot up to 29 days free of charge, and from 29 days to 5 days for a fee of $70 US. What I would like to point out is that API does not want you to memorize all these reference documents and publication effectivity sheet. How API does the publication effectivity sheet is this way, and the question as well. So they do a job analysis, what a pipeline construction inspector's job is. As you can see here, inspector responsibilities, general construction inspection, etc. And then they decided that, okay, the pipeline inspector practically is the main contractor or client's representative at the field, and he should know about A to Z of construction inspection. And also he should be aware of safety and environmental and pollution and those sort of rules. But they're not like the lead, but they should know about that. You don't need to be a painting inspector or a coating inspector or a welding inspector or an ND examiner as such, but you should know the basics of painting, welding and coating. So you should know what a WPS is, you should know what an ND report looks like, what should be in it, you should know about what a welding inspection, what sort of inspection they do, and also you should know the A to Z of pipeline construction inspection. Like some of the questions are practical type of question, like the color of the flags on the pipeline, white, brown, yellow, red, etc. And because these are called awareness or practical type of question, because this is, as a pipeline inspector, you would encounter on your day-to-day activities. Okay, so all the questions are very practical. We have put a lot of tutorials here for you and a lot of illustrations. So even if you are in pipeline construction before, it will refresh your mind. The trenching, the side booms, the bends, U-bends, the coating, the golden well, the pressure test, all the safety equipment. So we put all a pictorial way of showing you the A to Z of inspection. Now CGA and INGA are very important, especially CGA is free. So if you come here to publication effectivity sheets A, you can see that there is a reference. So if you click on this, it will take you directly to INGA, okay? And you can download the documents, okay? Or you go to ANSI Z49 safety in welding, it takes you directly there and you can download the document free of charge. So a lot of all this and all the 12 US documents and Canadian documents, as you can see here, they are free. They have also brought it here at the end. So it's all for free. You can download them. Okay. So a lot of documents are free. Some of them you have to purchase. So I hope I have answered, I've covered everything here. And I haven't received any chat or any questions so far. So I believe you don't have any question now. If you still, as I said, if you have any question you can't find in FAQs, frequently asked question in API, you can always contact us and we'll tell you. You can click on this and you can tell, we will answer your questions. And you can solve our benchmark quiz. Please follow us on LinkedIn so you to be aware of the latest events and posts. And also you can subscribe our YouTube channel. And we have lots of videos there, and this keeps on, we are adding more videos. So you will be aware of what's happening. Hope this was useful for you guys. Thank you for attending, and hope to see you in our next events. Bye. Goodbye.